Hello Hell's Kitchen fans, AI Champ 08 with your Hell's Kitchen recap from last night. Okay, so basically, let's get right to it. So we got not one, not two, but we had 3 people leave in the 2 hours and 2 episodes last night on Hell's Kitchen. So let's start from where we left off at the beginning of the first episode. So we left off where Amanda had just been eliminated, and we have Barrett, Zach, and Cindy up there. And Chef Ramsay says to them, "This dinner service was basically so bad that I am not done." And usually when they do these to be continueds, you think somebody's going to go home, but it never actually happens. This time, did he send someone home? Yep, he did. So basically, he sent Cindy back in line right away, hoping that she would not start a trend of bad dinner services. And she basically said she would prove that to him. Basically, came down to Barrett and Zach, and Chef Ramsay chose to send home Barrett. And am I surprised? No, I don't think anybody could be at this point. Like with Barrett's mistakes, like leaving the parchment on the halibut and having, he was the one that had a little piece of cinder in the meat, right? That was his mistake, right? I'm trying to remember properly. Let's go back to last week's. Is it? Was this Barrett's idea? This was Barrett. Yep. Barrett struggling with making pasta as well as leaving a splinter in a burnt kebab. God, Barrett. Ay. Yeah, with the parchment on the halibut and that, honestly, it's no surprise that he was sent home because I think he's been given enough chances. Shaving your head did not help you, dude. Let's just say that. Alright, so let's go to the next person that got sent home. The next person that got sent home was Ray. So in this case, it was basically Nedra, Zach, and Ray up there. It was only Nedra and Ray originally, but there was admittance that Zach had sabotaged Ray in the dinner service, which was actually a correct accusation because Zach did sabotage him by not heating up the sauce for his dish and giving it cold. Was that stupid? Hell yeah, because he's kind of nominated now for elimination with Ray and Nedra. Chef Ramsay sent Nedra back into line right away, basically saying, if you screw up next dinner service, you're history. And he sent Ray home, and he chose to send Ray home, which did not surprise me completely because of the fact that Zach has had a few bad dinner services, but I think Ray's lack of momentum started way earlier in the competition, and Ray never quite gained the momentum needed to go farther in the competition. So that's why. And Zach kind of started the first dinner service with that momentum, even though he's slowed down now a lot. Alright, so Ray's out, and then we're down to 9. So we got to next dinner service, where the guys' menu was actually a lot better, but the girls managed to switch their menu around enough that they managed to pull it out due to mistakes by Michael and Zach. Zach actually had a really good dish at one point with his lamb, and then it just all fell apart afterwards. I don't think Michael ever really quite had it last night during that second episode. And that's unfortunate because I think Michael has done really well throughout the competition. Even despite Michael's mistakes, I was still surprised that Chef Ramsay chose to send Michael home over Zach, just because I think Zach has had more than enough chances in the last 3 dinner services, and he has managed to mess up all 3 times. Whereas Michael, honestly, with Michael, this is kind of his first time in a long time having a bad dinner service. So I disagree with Michael being the one getting sent home, and I'm very surprised that Zach is still there and Michael's not. Let's just get to Zach basically. Yep, we can definitely say there's definitely one main thing I can say for Zach. I'm very surprised that Zach is still in the competition right now. And do I believe that he will be the next to go? If he screws up next dinner service and the blue team loses, he's history. I think, yeah. Like, honestly, I don't see how he could screw up more at this point. He really has nothing to lose at this point. He's really got to slam it out next week. So let's get to the other person who most likely will be history if they have another bad dinner service. Let's get to Nedra right off the bat. And Nedra, honestly, like, with the gumbo, it was actually a good idea. It was good. She kind of pulled herself back into this competition with the gumbo, even though her teammates didn't believe her. Though apparently the rest of their the rest of their choices were pretty shit. Excuse my language. Excusing my language. Excuse my language on that. Yeah. I wish I had a censorship thing here. But yeah, but still, I think Nedra's still in the hot seat right now, and I think if she screws up any more dinner services, I think she will be history basically. And then we have Susan. Now, Susan, honestly, I think, though she thinks that she's very good, I think Susan's definitely one of the people that I think is a little full of herself. With the second person being Zach, I think her and Zach are basically the 2 people that are really full of themselves. And I think she needs to get off her high horse and really start doing better in this competition, basically. Before she can even have a chance to move to the blue team and try and be a leader. She really needs to prove herself on the red team right now. Then we have Cindy. Now, Cindy, honestly, Chef Ramsay did not want her to start a trend, but I feel like we had a second sort of mess up during the second dinner service, and that is definitely worrying because Cindy has been really good, but with 2 mistakes, we definitely don't want this to be a trend with Cindy, so it's very worrying with that. And then we have Janelle. Now, Janelle, I think, started off has been really strong throughout the competition, but I feel like throughout these last 2 episodes, she's sort of falling back into Chef Ramsay's into a bit of a slump these last 2 dinner services. Just because Chef Ramsay's gotten a little antsy with her a little bit. Over some issues in the first dinner service, and then the issues with saying that they all wanted to volunteer to go to the blue team. Janelle. You should have just said Cindy wants to go to the blue team. Should have just said that. That's what was decided, guys. Come on. Will Janelle screw up during next week's dinner service? I hope not, but that's what it looks like. I don't know. We'll see. Then we have Mary. Probably I would have to give Mary probably the most improved award out of everybody that's still in this competition, because Mary was definitely one of the weaker people at the beginning, and has definitely sort of risen to the top of the heap lately. So I think if she can continue that, I think I could definitely see her in the final four. And then we got Anthony. Now Anthony and John as well, I think, are the two people that I really could see being the final two possibly. But if I look between those two for a winner, I feel like Anthony you listen to and you don't feel like he could really lead a full brigade system when it comes down to it. And that's what I think will make it difficult for Anthony. Whereas John, I think is starting to come out of there and start to take a leadership role a little bit. So that's the reason why I feel like I could see John possibly winning this thing right now. Who knows though, because we've had surprises happen before. Good chefs have shot out the crapper, and the competition does get interesting at this point. So keep watching Hell's Kitchen and tell me your opinions in the comment section below this video. Hope you have a great day. Have a good one.